Will Ripple give the US government a portion of the escrow to XRP? Given the current state of the Clarity Act, Ripple would have to sell off a portion of its XRP. Could this be sent to the US, the IMF, or other nations that are open to implementing CBDCs on the XRP ledger? We have to investigate this immediately. Crypto and a few other individuals in the XRP field have also provided us with some fantastic updates. Be a video that is jam-packed. Let's move on to the important details. This is from an unidentified DLT, then explains that Ripple has two choices to adhere to the Clarity Act's prohibition on owning more than 20% of the whole asset. 15% to 20% of the escrow should be sent to the US. The 100 contracts must be declassified after the Clarity Act is enacted. NDAs are clear, some of those contracts and the escrow owners are revealed. They will give the IMF carte blanche to determine the price of XRP if they go with option number 1. According to him, I believe that this has already been completed and accepted as a new ESDR standard drawing rights. The escrow is pre-allocated regardless of what occurs. Additionally, David Shores confirmed this to us this week. Take a look at this. Ripple may choose to sell the accounts that the escrows finish into, or even the right to tokens that are released from escrow. However, until the release days, XRP is still unable to circulate. This means that 1 billion XRP is released from escrow each month, guys. That XRP would be a lot if it was requested in any of these contracts. Ripple relocks roughly 70% of the time. This year, a lot of that has occurred. Relocking was closer to 80% last year. Thus, if you were to free 1,700,000,000 would return to escrow. For the first time, the CTO of Ripple has confirmed to us that the escrow might be pre-bought. It just must go through the unlock periods even if someone pre-purchases it. This week, we all discover something incredibly significant. Now taking a closer look at this post, Ripple's choices and the obligations of the Clarity Act, the 2025 passage of the Clarity Act. In 2025, it was approved by the House, thus this is the version from House. As of yet, this is not a law. Note that this places 20% ownership cap on digital commodities such as XRP. Ripple needs to lower its XRP holdings under this cap in order for it to be recognized as a mature blockchain system that is governed by the CFTC rather than the SEC, or else it runs the risk of having its token labeled as a security. Another fucking altercation. There are two primary choices. We have already talked about these. Owners in disclosed contracts could receive 50-20% of the escrow. They would have to reveal those information, which may be very intriguing, in order to demonstrate that they do not possess this 35 billion, as perhaps half of it is already spoken for by the owner. That could help us determine whether BlackRock, JP Morgan, or any of the other financial firms we speculate on indeed control a portion of that escrow. Yes, it is very juicy. I would really like to know that. Subsequently, might Ripple theoretically give XRP in escrow to the US government? As mentioned in the article, technical experts have discussed operational methods that would allow Ripple to transfer of its escrow XRP to government controlled addresses if it were possible to transfer some of the XRP escrow into the US government in order to meet the threshold. However, this would probably require complete account key resets and could be logistic complex. Therefore, in order to relocate this XRP, the US government would have to create entirely new accounts. You are aware of safety and security, thus it can't be that Ripple simply provides you the account and someone else has the seed phrase. Claims that there is no established legal precedent or the US government intends to either directly acquire or possess Ripple's given XRP. Furthermore, Ripple's legal counsel has already refuted the likelihood or legality of seizing or forcing escrow XRP to this government. They have discussed this, Last year, there were discussions in the community about people's concerns that the US government may simply take the escrow away from Ripple. Only conjecture has been made about that. Although I don't think it will ever happen, the community was discussing that item. To be completely honest, the majority of the references in this case are speculative and are the result of analysts or social media posts. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Will Ripple have to give away some of its escrow money in the end? Has it been sold or pre-purchased? It's quite thrilling to get involved in this. Additionally, we have November, correct? Our ISO implementation is scheduled for this month, November 22. How is that going to turn out? I'll create a comprehensive video for you all here. I'll be here in a day or two to provide you with all the information you require. But November officially begins today. This month, ISO 2022 will be the language used by all or nearly all central and commercial banks. Institutions will be able to use APIs that link to DT to implement instant settlement with this new language. The majority of people are still unaware of the significant shift this would bring about in the financial system. For more than 10 years, Ripple has been getting ready for this day. The technology that will be used is XRP. It was made by, for this reason, the United States. No other technology is as unbiased, effective, affordable, quick, and safe. XRP will be the global leader in cryptocurrency payments. Quite lovely. The post is good. That was fairly sassy, Okay, let's play this from Cryptory now. Please pardon me. Talking about decentralization as a sight to witness, and I believe that many people respect that, and with good reason. And I believe that we are finally becoming a chain that is preparing to truly adopt institutional finance amendments like the most recent one, the multi-purpose token that recently passed and can embed really rich data. With the new amendments that are coming and have recently been approved, which I hope we get a chance to talk about a little bit. Additionally, like I mentioned with the permission decks, we have privacy coming. The ledger will soon have several features and advantages that will enable institutional adoption, which is incredibly exciting because before these changes, the retail businesses were the ones who were utilizing it when I first started using it. Ecosystem, our method of tipping one another was to use XRP. Weedind, a member of XRP Labs, created the system, which involved a value transfer. He currently owns the Zaman wallet, which was a huge success and widely used, making it yet another tool that the general public truly likes.
Yes.
If you ask me why I hold the digital asset XRP, some individuals will probably tell you that because I want to use it in a mechanism that will yield, and those new yield prospects are now available. Therefore, it's very difficult to simply describe one reason why individuals own XRP. Yes, you have Flare and Strobe, and all of this new DeFi is being developed to provide you with some kind of return. It's getting extremely exciting, but you should definitely be aware of the risks before you jump in. This clip was available on Digital Asset Investor. Although I wasn't sure if I wanted to play it or not, I felt that some of the things in it did point to a bigger issue with both sides of the crypto industry. Additionally, I want to present material that challenges the narrative and in a sense, awakens the mind to new ways of thinking. And we'll discuss it after we play it. If you look at Operation Choke Point 2, I'd apologize because I had no idea it would be that loud. In my opinion, the Federal Reserve, asset managers like BlackRock, the SEC corrupt leadership, and the lobby that purchased the Biden administration conspired to stifle the markets in order to install firms like Celsius and FTX and make the market appear extremely bad. BlackRock could then enter the market and get an ETF approved, and the banks could enter and declare, hey, we'll take our Silvergate signature in Silicon Valley Bank that was servicing the crypto businesses, and then we'll find out how we have our own little Goldman Sachs as the answer. You are free to begin trading. You can do some of this JP Morgan. You can all begin doing that Fidelity, BlackRock, and we'll convince as many people as we can to invest their Bitcoin in an ETF. The investment banks then appeared and asked, hey,